Do you fake your orgasms?
Oh, I have multiple times.
What's the point? Who are we faking it for? Them?
Yeah, them.
Yeah.
Welcome to this week's Just Another Group Chat. This week we have our lovely Laura.
Hello.
And we also have the other half of me, Kirsty.
Aloha. The better half.
The better half, apparently, who is also my twin sister.
Yes.
Do you know what we're talking about today, ladies?
Something to do with sex, I assume.
Yeah, that's probably why I've been pulled in.
When I'm invited to the podcast, I assume it's something dodgy.
We're talking about sex again. So the sex, if you haven't listened to our other podcasts on, or any of them, but the sex ones, we have a very, very, very good response from.
Yeah.
We have a lot of male listeners as well.
Yes.
So, yeah, sex. But this week we kind of have categorized them out. So today we're going to be talking about communication during sex. We want to talk a little bit about consent, a few things like that.
I see.
Cool.
So let's get straight into it. Communication and sex. Let's start with that.
Yeah.
There's a link, obviously. Why are you good? First of all, are you both good communicators? It's weird talking to you about this, like, by the way.
The what?
It's weird talking to you about this slightly.
No, it's not. We talk about this all the
Yeah,
time.
we do actually. It's fine.
I'm better now than when I was younger.
Okay.
Because when I was younger, I wouldn't have dared say, like, do more of this or do less of that, or what are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, I've been like that since I was in the get-go.
Not surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ready to go, like, no, right, this is it. Let's draw a map.
Like Monica or Friends.
Yeah.
7!
Yeah, no, I have.
It's essential.
I think it is.
I don't think I was a very good communicator when I was younger, and then I kind of learned that that's the way you get what you want.
Now I think it's one of the best parts about meeting somebody new.
Learning how they communicate,
Not like learning about what they like and what they don't like.
like discovering each other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's really fun.
Yeah.
Unless they're topped and just like weird things.
That's like the weird stuff.
It depends as well, though, because communication's like, it's more than just verbal. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So you've got to,
absolutely.
like, it depends on what way you like to communicate.
Well, so what is it? What percentage of?
Oh, where's Donna when you need her?
It's like 10%, 7% or something.
7% verbal
Verbal
communication.
communication.
Basically, most of it's body language.
It's 7% spoken words,
Right.
38% is voice or tone, and 55% is body language.
I love a tone.
Well, yeah, because you can say things.
Yeah, yeah. What are you thinking about?
I feel like this has got a very Friends theme, but you know, like when Joey can make anything sound dirty.
Yeah.
Grandma's chicken salad. Like you can.
No, you
Don't
can't.
do the tone.
That's true.
All right, so we'll keep that in mind. I think, what do you think good, I don't know how you're going to answer this, but what do you think good communication looks like during sex?
Oh, we're going to, like, get right into it. A bit of all of the body language, verbal,
Yeah.
like being honest, open.
So I think from my point of view, what about if one person's a really good communicator and the other one isn't?
Yeah, I've been there before.
It's hard. Yeah, me too.
If we're looking at that, I don't know, we're putting people in some kind of experimental box and we're watching them have sex. This has gotten weird. It's got weird quickly.
Wow.
We're putting people in an experimental box.
I don't,
Did you say watching them have sex?
yes, yes, she did, Kirsty, she did. So this is what we do here now.
It's been a strange week.
I think if you were to watch different couples have sex, just by watching them and not knowing them, you could tell who had
was a
better
good
communication.
Yeah.
Do you think good communicators in life are good communicators in the bedroom?
Not
No,
necessarily.
not necessarily.
No.
No.
Nah.
Do you not?
Nah.
It's
I
a
think-
different level. It's a different kind of
like, it's a persona, isn't it? Like,
Is it?
All right. It's Kirsty's persona's coming out. Kirsty Whiplash. No, because I've always been a good communicator in life, but I feel like in sex, I've got better because I've got more confident.
Okay.
Because it's a different kind of confidence. I think you've got to be confident in life to communicate well. But you can be confident in everyday life without necessarily having a lot of confidence in the bedroom.
That's fair enough.
yeah.
Can you learn to be a good communicator in the bedroom?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think so. I think you can.
You were a bit hesitant.
Yeah,
I think I don't think it's about learning to be a good communicator. I think it's more about learning what the other person likes rather than learning how to communicate. It's more like, right, okay.
Yeah, no, it's not
like a
about.
lesson.
I guess we're not talking about like having great. I mean, we always talking about having great sex, but I think it's more about if someone's listening who maybe isn't a great communicator, or they're not sure whether they're a good communicator or not. How,
Like my ex.
how do they? How do they like? I don't know. We need some tips for them.
Yeah, basically just say it.
Do you know what I think it is? I think there's a level there where it's like people think when you talk during sex that it's like dirty talk. And actually sometimes it doesn't have to be like dirty talk. It's just like a direction. Like you don't have to make it like, oh, sorry, I don't find that sexy. You're not meant to really find all of the talk sexy. Sometimes the talk is just
Communication.
direction. Like, and I think that's probably where, like, from my experience, people have gone like in the past where I'm finding them they're not great communicators. It's because they think that I'm trying to be sexy in what I'm saying, and I'm like, no, really, it's not. There's more to it than that.
Yes, yeah, I agree.
Like, literally just trying to communicate.
Yes, just trying to tell you what's going on.
What does bad communication look like during sex?
Oh, thought of another ex.
Tends to happen
All
in these.
coming out.
Tends to happen in this podcast.
Bad communication.
What do you think
I think the only bad communication is no communication.
I think assumptions.
Yeah.
So I think there can be some bad communication in terms of people who, I don't know, like, again, maybe he's talk dirty or something and they haven't communicated whether you like that or not.
Yeah.
I had a friend who shall remain nameless, who our boyfriend said to me once, you need to have a word with whoever. And I was like, why? What? And he went really red and he was like, she keeps sticking her finger up my arse.
Oh,
and I really don't like it. And I was like, well, I'll wear man, son, just tell her. And he was like, I've told her repeatedly, but she keeps doing it. So I took her to one side and I was like, look, mate.
You didn't.
I'm not being funny. You're not you know me. I'm not being funny. You're going to have to stop fingering him because it's not about it. She went wild.
What,
Did
berserk?
she? How dare he talk to you about our sex life? And I was like, to be fair, he's trying to talk to you, but you're not.
What was she thinking? He was just trying to be like, no, don't
oh,
do
no,
it.
oh,
don't.
no.
I
Well, I
don't
don't
like,
know.
no, please.
That's terrible.
Because there's that side of it as well, isn't there?
I
There's
mean,
that, oh no, I'm not like the. Yeah.
does the lady protest too much?
Yes, there's
It's very
that.
Bridget of you.
Darling, I've just watched the Town Happy movie. He was protesting loudly.
Poor lad.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, bad communication can look silent.
Yeah.
So can we agree, silent sex? I mean, we've said this before.
Awful.
No, I think there's some silent sex if you like hiding.
Because hiding? What? Like, yeah.
From who?
From someone in
I'm so confused.
Not hiding from the person you're having sex with, as in you're doing it in a cupboard or something.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah. You're doing it somewhere where you're not meant to be, or you're doing it
Oh
somewhere
my God,
where
Yeah,
hide
I
and
get
seek.
that.
silence
But
is like key.
Even still, the odd grunt, I believe, is necessary.
or a breathe.
Yeah, or like, I mean, is he dead? Like, what?
I mean, yeah. Do you know,
Totally.
when I was, when I've just been touring around Europe and the motorhome, and when I was I can't believe I haven't told you this story yet. When I was in Germany,
Oh, God.
I went in the showers. I thought, right, I'm going to have a shower. Went and had a quick shower. Thought, to be fair, I was just having some time away from the kids. And then but I'd kept getting confused. Every country we went to, I kept getting confused which one was the male and female. So I messed that up a couple of times.
Is it not universal, the skirt and the...
No, because it just says like dame and something else. I don't, all these words. So
I mean, come on, she doesn't know where these places are. So she's not going to know how to speak the lingo.
So I'm standing in the shower in Germany, just having a moment to myself, and there's a woman who starts showering in like a couple of cubicles down to us. And I thought, I've had the whole shower blocked to myself. Anyway, then I hear this like flip-flops.
No.
And I was like, and then I hear this, man. It's like, there's a man. And then in my head, I'm thinking, am I in the wrong one again? What's going on? And then I hear the woman go, blah, blah, blah. And I was like,
That's
what?
German, everyone.
Yeah, that was German. Anyway, they start doing it in the shower block. Having sex. And I knew because of the grunts, but they were trying to do it silently. They were definitely trying to do. I mean, there was water and there was a lot of.
Oh, it's never good, is it, when there's water?
But when you mentioned flip-flops there, somebody once said to me that good sex should sound like running in flip-flops.
What? Wait a minute. I need you to demonstrate.
Dean knows the crack.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Just, I think that like thwacking noise.
Oh, no. I didn't even know that word existed.
Thwack. Hey, I'm going to use it daily now.
Oh, please don't. It makes us feel a bit queasy.
I bet you my winning lottery ticket that I'll use the word thwack in our next meeting.
Our next meeting.
You heard it here now. If Laura wins the lottery, it's mine.
Hilarious.
That's what I took from that.
Well, I mean, that's fine. Not me thwacking about in meetings.
Oh, no.
Just found a word you hate.
Oh, no. I really don't like that.
Anyway.
All right. So bad communication is...
Yeah, silent sex is
just bad. It's bad.
And not listening.
I think, however, silent sex, when we say silent sex, that doesn't mean you have to speak.
No.
This is why we're talking about tone of voice. We're talking about...
Yeah.
It can be grunts, moans, whatever.
I don't think it has to be that complicated.
Moo. I mean, I always moo.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's funny. Sometimes he doesn't know whether he's shagging us or milking us.
Oh, Laura.
I mean, what can I say?
The next time I have sex, I'm going to moo.
I've put on a couple of pounds, but it's fine.
I've never mooed, I don't think.
No, I don't. I'm gunning though.
Yeah, so bad communication is literally just where you are... I think people who don't communicate or they're worried about communicating during sex are those people who are self-conscious.
Yeah, I
Is
agree.
that fair to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, is that why people like a drink before they have sex?
Yes.
Yes. I think so, but I think if I've ever, which I have, had silent sex before, I think those people are usually the people who are
Shit in bed?
scared of being embarrassed. Or scared of being, scared of being...
Saying the wrong thing.
Looking bad or saying the wrong thing or...
I have stopped someone before and said, "Are you enjoying this?"
Yeah, have you?
Yeah.
I have as well. Have you? Yeah,
Because if it's silent, I think, are you doing your shopping list in your head? Like,
yeah, like what exactly are you here for?
Yeah, why are you here?
Like, how do you hold it back?
Well,
That's the thing. Like, I think it's far too overcomplicated. I think basically, if you are enjoying it, express you're enjoying it in any way you want. Whether that's a groan, I'm enjoying
a
this.
moo.
So this is interesting. If you are by yourself, having some nice time by yourself,
Happy times.
do you make a noise?
Oh, it's like does the tree fall in the woods thing? Oh, no, it's not. Never mind.
It's not. No, it's not. This is why we got her on the podcast.
Never mind.
So random.
No, never mind. Sorry.
Oh, Christ.
So,
No, I don't.
it depends.
You don't.
No, I'm not going to fucking scream yeehaw when there's just me there. am I?
So that's the thing. So,
but-
so that makes you realise, actually, it's not an involuntary thing.
yeah.
It's a communication.
Yeah, true.
It's a communication
yeah.
thing. It's not involuntary. So it's not like you can't. Because I sometimes think, I can't have silent sex. And then I think, oh, yeah, I can.
A lot of it is
When I'm by
quite,
myself.
I think a lot of it can be quite, depending on how drunk you are, can be quite theatrical almost.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, like I want that person. Like if it's just me, I know I'm enjoying it. Mm-hmm. But I want them to know I'm enjoying it.
So, question. So does that mean that you think the groans and the moans and the words are what they like? Because I do that sometimes. I think, oh yeah.
Like, are you trying to figure out what they like and then...
No, like when you like because it's almost like bigging up their ego. Like, oh yeah,
I've done that.
I'm gonna have a couple of groans because I think then they'll think that they're really good at this. So then it'll turn them on a bit more.
Mm-hmm.
It is a bit of a theatre play thing.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So I think,
otherwise you would do it on your own.
Yeah, interesting. Why is it so difficult then for some people?
Well, to be fair, you are at your most vulnerable.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think
So if somebody's listening and they really struggle with this, like, I guess, what can we say? They struggle with communicating. They struggle with telling the truth, they struggle. They may potentially, if it's a female, they might fake orgasms. If it's a male, they might fake orgasms. It's just a bit more difficult. But I think...
Just trust the person you're with. And if you don't trust them, you shouldn't be having sex with them.
Yeah.
I think the key is when you first get together, you have to set like the precedent then. And I think it's like trying to change something.
Well, if someone's
harder.
listening, they've been together for 10 years.
Yeah, I think
And
that's hard.
they've got a sex life that they've fallen into and they don't really communicate, and actually one of them doesn't really quite, where do they start? What do they do?
They do something like spontaneous, like a date, or
I would say have a date night, have a couple of drinks, just be honest. If you're with somebody for 10 years,
Have a sex talk.
yeah, if you can't be honest with them about sex and you've been with them for 10 years, you've got bigger problems than your sex life.
Or if you're really struggling, get one of the games. There's lots.
There is a few games. There is. I did a quiz.
Oh, okay.
Of course you did.
So I actually thought this was so funny that some of the questions were funny. So I thought there's only 8 questions, so I'm going to read them out.
Yes.
Okay.
So I suggest, if again, you can do this. It's called the Sex Talk Quiz on Queendom. Queendom.
Okay.
Queen, D-O-M, Dom.
Okay.
And it's called the Sex Talk Test. Bash that into Google, this will come up.
Oh dear.
I mean, some of it's normal, but when you feel like having sex, how do you let your partner know? And then it gives you options. Take all my clothes off.
What, like in B&M?
I put romantic music on.
Yeah, I tell you what, if I put romantic music on, the unicorn would be like, oh, here,
What are you doing? I know. Tell them, or my personal favourite, I do nothing and hope that my partner will somehow tune in.
That's me.
That's a lot of people.
I've seen
is a lot of
myself go to bed in a massive huff,
Because he hasn't read your mind.
and the unicorn's been like, what's the matter with you? Nothing.
I've done that.
Yeah,
Nothing.
I think I've done that plenty times.
Because we're too scared to say, I want to have sex.
Get it out.
Oh, I'm not scared to
Get
say
it
it.
out.
No, I'm not scared to say it. Sometimes I just want him to know.
But without you taking all your clothes off.
I just assume that he should want to have sex with us 24
Yes,
hours a day
that's-
at every
yes.
given moment.
Yeah.
That's it.
So if I do that,
Then he wants to be
I
ready.
expect his pants to be down before I can blink.
Yeah.
All right, number 2. Your partner tries something new and unpleasant during sex.
Finger up the bum.
What do you do? These crack me up. I endure it, then tell him or her afterwards that I didn't enjoy it.
Done that before.
Yeah,
I ask my
same.
partner to go back to our usual routine.
Usual routine.
Never done that.
No.
I endure it and don't say anything.
I've done that as well.
I jump out of the bed.
It would depend how unpleasant it was.
going to say it depends what the unpleasantries were.
I would absolutely not endure it. I don't think. Now, I might have previously.
Yeah, previously I would have, but now I'll be like, sorry. what
See, I'm too. I like to try things. It's like olives. You've got to try it a little bit, even if you don't like it at first. Like endure it a little.
friend of
You
the
might end
podcast,
up liking it.
friend
Or
of
you
the
might not.
podcast, Liam, who won't mind us calling him by name. He says that anal sex is like olives. Like the first couple of times you don't actually enjoy it, but you know you should, so you keep eating them. And then eventually you're like, oh, olives.
I love an
Yeah.
olive.
Same with anal sex, apparently.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, I did take that theory into place. It hasn't worked with us yet.
With olives or
Maybe I
anal
should-
sex.
Maybe I should stop enduring the things I don't like.
Number 3. Your partner asks you about your favourite sexual fantasy. What do you do? I express my fantasy in detail. Or I tell him or her what it is and suggest we act it out. Or I timidly share a few details. Or I lie and say I don't have any fantasies.
1 and 2. I've done 1 and 2. Yeah.
Express in detail or tell them and suggest you act it out.
I would just tell them in great detail.
Yeah. And then start planning.
Yeah. Number 4. When your partner hits just the right spots during sex, how do you let him or her know?
Scream yee-haw, usually.
Yeah.
Howdy, partner.
Get up, son.
I don't. I just hope he or she does it again next time.
Oh, yeah, that mind
Imagine.
reading.
I tell my partner how good it feels and not to stop. Or there's one that says loudly, the whole block will know. Or there's one, I moan quietly and hope he or she catches on. Or they.
Yeah, the whole block.
Yeah, I
more.
would just
Yeah.
say it. Like, yep, that's the spot.
Number 5.
Yep.
This question, right, I don't want to pick it up too much, but it did have me giggle.
Oh,
She
God.
can't even read it.
That's not funny.
Just snorted.
Like, we've moved, we've snorted. It's like a fucking farmyard in here.
She just snorted. Oh my God. Best day ever.
Your partner is ready for their post-sex snack, but you're ready for a second round. What do you do? Is that a normal thing?
No.
Post-sex.
Post-sex snack.
No, I mean, I've heard of
Nothing.
post-sex fag.
Yeah,
but
I
like-
mean, my favourite.
Post-sex
I thought it was
snack.
hilarious. I start touching myself and hope that my partner will get the point. Well, they're over there having some mini cheddars and you're just get like...
Although, have you mixed like sweet food with sex? Like, because that is good.
Or like strawberries and stuff like that. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
champagne and whatever.
But no, this is very
not like
specific. Your partner is ready for their post-sex snack as if it's a thing.
The knife and fork.
Like avocado on toast or
on the
something.
side of the bed.
Protein shake.
Protein shake. 2 seconds while I refuel, pet.
Gains.
It's all about again.
And one of them is I pull my partner back into bed. One of them is
Put
I
him back in the bed. He's not a baby.
pull them.
All right.
Pull them.
I was like,
Pull my partner back into bed. I say nothing and join my partner for a snack.
I mean, I do love
Probably.
a snack.
I thought that was funny.
I would either join him for the snack and just think,
I know I was tempted. I thought, do I go for the snack?
or I would just pull him back into bed.
Yeah.
See
Or
where do
I
you
would
think you'll-
say, right, give us the food and you can eat it off me.
Or could you not have the snack and then
Yeah, well, that's eat
like
the
a
food.
mid-sesh snack
Mid-sesh
as it
snack.
was?
I think we should make it a thing. Post-sex snacks.
Oh, I can't. I've
Yeah.
just lost all those calories.
DM at Westbourne Core. What your favourite post-sex snack is?
Here's the interesting one.
Strawberries.
You wish your partner would shower before approaching you for sex.
No.
Do you tell him or her?
Yes.
Some of these are, no, I wouldn't want to embarrass them. And there's another one, no, but I would suggest that we shower together before sex. One of them's, yes, I would be honest. No, I just refuse sex unless they showered.
What can I just say? Is it definitely a thing? Does everybody want them to shower? Because like
I don't want them to shower, but I don't want them to be beefing either.
Chris comes in after he's bikes home. And he comes in after he's biked home. He's got like that musk. And I'm like, I can just ravish him in that moment.
'cause that's
like, and even if
attractive.
he's sweaty and like, I like it.
But I don't think a sweaty woman is ever attractive to a man.
I agree there.
No.
Ever.
No, maybe yeah.
Unless it's
men,
like-
if that's the case.
Yeah,
then
the last question anyway. Do you fake your orgasms?
I have in the past many, many times.
Never, occasionally, sometimes, or most of the time.
I don't know.
I think I have once or twice.
Oh, I have multiple times.
I have once or twice, and it was to get it over with. How bad is that?
Always.
Really?
Yeah.
Because you're just like,
Because you can't really say, I'm done.
yeah.
Like, I'm
Well,
actually
I mean,
not-
we
you
should
can't
be able
really
to say that,
You can't
though.
really say, I'm a bit bored now, actually. Can we,
It's
can we
not going to
stop?
happen.
We should be able to say that though.
We
No,
should.
maybe we shouldn't.
We should, but I just like, look at me watch. Kind of. Wonder what's on the telly. Like, yeah. I once said, can you smell gas?
No, you didn't.
You didn't.
I did because, to be fair, no.
That could have been retrieved in many ways.
Because
Laura, that's hilarious.
we were doing it right next to the fire. And I said, can you smell gas? And he literally, because, it's
Were
a
you
panic.
bored? Were you bored? Or could you
I-
actually?
I was. But I said, can you smell gas? And he just jumped off and went in a massive mood. And I was like, you're not being in a massive mood when the fucking kit burns down, will you?
You get blown up.
When you get blown up.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So that caused a massive argument. But I could genuinely smell gas. But anyway.
There's an actual.
Have you got some stats on how many people how many fake orgasm?
No, I haven't.
Oh.
No. Should I get some?
Find me a woman who claims she hasn't faked an orgasm and I will find you a fucking liar.
I've only faked a couple because I've always been proper stubborn about it, but
You
I
will
will
make
not,
me
I
come.
will not fake this. If it is not happening, then you will know about it.
See, I'm a bit more like that now.
Yeah, I would never fake it now. Ever.
No, I don't think I would.
Ever.
What's the point? And who we're doing it? Who we're faking it for? Them.
Yeah, them. Yeah.
No, I was going to say there's been some studies done and actually there's evidence out there that says better sexual communication is associated with greater sexual satisfaction and closer relationships.
It's a no-brainer, really.
Yeah, that is a no-brainer.
Yeah.
That's not surprising at all.
It's not, no, but yeah. I think we're trying to define how you communicate then, I think, more than anything. How do you tell somebody then? How do you communicate what you want in the bedroom, or how do you tell them what you're after? I think there's some do's and there's some don'ts, isn't there? Some of the don'ts is don't criticize. Don't say
Criticise?
yeah. You could say like
What, like, that's shit, stop doing it.
yeah, or yeah, just don't make them feel inadequate. Don't be like, oh, I hate it when you do that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
I
wouldn't
don't like
mind
when
it.
you do that.
I
Or
wouldn't mind that. If someone said that to me, I'd be like, okay, not doing that again.
It's finger up the bum thing again.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, fair enough. I think it's more about don't do it in a criticizing
Yeah,
way.
you don't have to be
You don't be mean.
insulting.
Yeah, that's the one.
You don't have to laugh and be like, what the fuck's this?
Yeah. I think it's more use positive statements,
Yeah.
kind of like say things like, instead of saying, I hate it when you're quiet, like say, oh, I really like it when you actually speak or make some noise or something like that.
Yeah.
Just try and put a positive spin on your communication.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what I
Maybe
mean?
I'm not good for that. Maybe I need to work on that.
I think it's really important. I think because do you think women are more communicative than men?
Yes.
In all manners of life.
Yes.
So do you think because women automatically are a bit more communicative, they can quite easily maybe slightly automatically criticise?
Oh, maybe. Are you talking about me personally?
No, I'm talking about, I think every single one of us in this room might have gone, oh, don't do that again, or oh, God, that's horrible, or whatever it might be. Because we're good communicators, because we're happy to actually say things, instead of trying to put a positive spin on it and thinking about how it might be taken.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I mean, we're talking to the wrong three people because none of us are very...
Backward or coming forward. Literally.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. So I guess in terms of communication, don't be vague. Don't be timid.
Moo if you want.
Moo if you want to moo. And yeah, I think just be open. Don't worry, you're not going to
Yeah.
feel stupid. Like,
Yeah.
and if you do feel stupid, you won't after the 5th or 6th time, because it becomes a new love language, doesn't it?
Yeah. And to be fair, if they make you feel stupid, then they're not the right person to be sleeping with anyway.
Yeah.
Unless you're into that. I'm not.
Into
You know-
what?
You know, there's people that are
True.
into that, like, where like, oh, you know, I've just got this like little white man on all fours looking up at a dominatrix in my head going,
Oh,
Yeah.
right, I
tell
see
me
what you
I'm
mean.
stupid.
Okay.
Yes. Tell me.
Okay.
I mean, yeah.
Okay, I see what you mean. Big part of communication in sex, consent.
Oh, yeah.
So I did a little bit of digging on what consent actually is, because
But
we
that was
know.
a pleasant journey.
I know, yeah, we know, but there was actually some really helpful information from the NHS. There was some helpful information from, like, if you're unsure, the NHS have got some good stuff on it, so have a little look. But in a nutshell, it's where somebody agrees by choice, has the freedom and capacity.
Yeah.
So those are the things that I think. So what does that mean? Freedom is without feeling threatened or in the presence of like
Yeah, or
coercion or
pressured, yeah.
Knowing and having choice is being aware and understanding of what the actual sexual act actually is.
Yeah.
So things like alcohol, sleeping with someone that's passed out, they're not aware. Like obviously that's they're not aware. Enthusiasm apparently comes into it.
Oh.
So authentic excitement, apparently so.
I mean, I get that into the level of if it was nerves or...
because apparently
Yeah.
silence or being passive doesn't imply consent.
Well, I
So-
understand that though, because if you're a young girl and you are unsure, then that's the demeanour you would take on. You would be silent and you
Yeah.
wouldn't be enthusiastic. You'd be
True. I never
you'd
thought
be-
about it like that.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
So freedom and capacity is obviously like actual capacity. So interesting. There's quite a lot on this, but I think it can be blurry. I remember a friend of mine asked me once when I was very young, she said, oh, well, I was having sex with him, but then halfway through I changed my mind. But I didn't really want to say anything because I thought I was being a cock tease.
Yeah.
And I was like,
There's
wow, that's like, if you change your mind, just stop.
Yeah, I get that from both sides though, because because imagine being a man having sex with a woman who has consented fully to have that sex.
But consent can be withdrawn at any time.
Oh yes, I know, but imagine you would be terrified if you were that man, because as soon as you said no, you'd be like, oh, shit, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's just about being open and saying, actually, I don't want to do this anymore.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Have you never done that?
No.
I have.
I have.
Yeah.
I've been mid-act and gone, actually, I don't want to do this anymore.
No, I haven't.
Yeah.
I just changed my mind. And I went, yeah, I don't want to do it. Sorry.
But I think
As
I think
frustrated
young
as they
girls-
were, like, actually were very respectful.
I
Thankfully.
mean, that's the thing.
Yeah.
If you're being told by somebody, sorry, I don't want to do this anymore, then you shouldn't really be turned on anymore anyway.
Very true.
Like,
yeah.
it's not going to be like, hang on a minute, no, I still want to, like, someone's just told you they don't have sex with you. Sorry, is that not a bit of a,
Yeah,
bit of a,
exactly.
I think personally it can be quite sexy, even consenting all the way through the full thing. Like, that sounds really weird, but
What?
there's ways to do it.
No, I know what you mean.
There's
I know
ways to
exactly
do
what you
it. Like,
I consent. I consent. Sorry.
no, like more about, can I do this to you?
mean. Yeah.
Oh, can I do that
Oh,
to you?
right, okay.
Asking, checking, like, especially with things like BDSM or anything.
Oh yeah, I
like,
think
my God,
ask,
yeah.
check beforehand.
You have to?
Some people don't like, I would say don't even so much as like slap someone's ass without saying, can I slap your ass?
Oh, really?
Yeah. If it's a
yeah.
first partner, yeah.
if it's a first
Yes,
partner,
you are
fair enough,
physically hitting somebody, yeah. You should check that, because that might not be up to them. That might be what they want.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think that's important. Like, and I don't think it's going to turn you off if someone goes, can I slap your ass? You go, yeah, or no. I don't want to. No, thanks. Or, yeah, actually, go on then. You're not going to be bothered by them asking the question.
Yeah, true.
True. I don't. Yeah,
That's very true. It wouldn't bother me.
Yeah, I think if you're asking, especially when you first meet someone, this is where, like Laura says, you're getting to know them. Can I slap your ass? Yes. You might not have to ask them 3 or 4 times if you then respond in a positive way to that. Obviously, you then discover that you like that. If you shove your finger up somebody's ass and they don't like it, and they don't respond, and then they say, I don't like that, don't do it again.
Exactly. But I think as well, once you have slept with somebody numerous times, you will be able to, unless you're completely stupid, you'll be able to almost anticipate what they'd like and what they don't like.
Yeah.
You would know.
Yeah.
Like, still check though.
I think checking in throughout is really important.
Yeah.
Sometimes you change over the years. Sometimes you like
Yeah. Very
different
true.
things. Sometimes
Absolutely.
you're like, we're not like robots. You're not going to say, right, okay.
This is how I like it, full stop, forever.
Forever
Yeah.
and ever.
Do the same
end.
routine. Oh my God, how boring.
I know,
Yeah,
like
exactly.
you're gonna like different things. The way that you
Spice it up is what they say. Spice it up. Yeah, interesting. I think there's quite a lot to go down in terms of consent, and it gets difficult. I think if anybody is unsure, speak to friends, chat to people about it. There's a lot of scenarios. That could actually, either be on that borderline or not get to a point where it might even be a rape situation, and you're not entirely aware.
Yeah.
You're not sure of it. So I think for me, I just think check, make sure they're all right, take cues, take
Yeah.
communication, being verbal, tone, all those other things, but also be comfortable enough to say, actually, I've changed your mind.
Yeah, and I think younger generations especially, they struggle with being able to say, like, once that they've got it in their minds, like, right, once I've said yes, okay, now that's it. And also, once I've slept with them once, even if you're dating, you're in a relationship, you've slept with them once, then they're almost like, well, we're going to sleep together again. Not necessarily, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Like, do you know, here's a fact for you. It wasn't in this country, it wasn't illegal it wasn't a thing to rape your wife until 1991.
I told you
No.
this. I told you this last week.
1991.
You are joking.
Because if it was your wife, it was fine.
You're kidding.
So her consent to marry you was eternally her consent
That's
to sleep with
terrible.
you whenever you wanted to.
And
Is
that's
that a legal thing?
1991. That was the only that was what the year that the law
God, we're still
changed.
behind, aren't we?
But I mean, that's the thing. Like, even if you're married and you've been sleeping together every Wednesday for the last 15 years, I
Doesn't
mean,
automatically give
it
you
doesn't
consent.
mean that come Wednesday, well, we have to sleep together. No, like,
Yeah.
Check.
no. If
Check.
you don't want to, then you can say no. I don't want to. And even I do think it's harder for younger generations. I really do.
Yeah, I do,
Yeah,
Because
I think it's easier now than it was for us.
It is, yeah, it totally is.
Because there's a lot more awareness. Like when I was 16, 17, I didn't understand consent.
Yeah.
Nobody taught us
Nah.
about it.
Nah, it was never talked about.
It was never talked
They
about.
make them watch a video now in school. Isn't it about something about drinking a cup of tea?
Does
Yes.
Like if somebody's
Yes.
unconscious, don't force them to drink the cup of tea.
Yeah.
Oh, that's clever.
Yeah, and they're liking it to drinking a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Just because you want to drink the tea doesn't mean they want to drink the
I
tea.
do think the drinking is a big one.
So we'll go on alcohol then.
because
Alcohol obviously changes your inhibitions.
Yes.
People do things they regret when they've had alcohol. Like
Yes.
we do things we think, why did I do that? Have you ever slept with somebody when you're drunk and then the next day regretted it?
yes.
So I think as a lot of people out there who have, how do you process that?
I did something terrible when I did that. I was horrific. I was like, I thought, right, and sounds really bad. In the light of day, I didn't really like the guy. And I thought to myself, I wasn't prepared to have sex with him. So I was probably so drunk. I was probably really shit in bed. And I don't want to leave this scenario.
I know what you're going to say.
I don't want to leave this scenario. It feels unfinished. So I went back out with him, slightly more sober, slept with him again to make myself feel better, and then thought, right, okay, that was better. Good, I can leave now.
That's terrible.
Isn't
It
it?
really is terrible.
It's
That's
bad.
terrible,
But then he
yeah.
fell in love with me.
Oh, how every story has a golden ending here at WBCo.
No, I
So-
didn't. I mean, I still didn't like the guy, so I still don't know why I went back. But
No, I
That's
get,
an ego
I get,
thing, that, I think, maybe.
it's probably an ego
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I get the thought process behind that. Because you think,
Just
I don't
ego.
want him to think I was shit in bed.
Yeah, that was literally. But I mean, I did a lot.
yeah. I mean,
There's
I
a lot
wouldn't
to
have
go
cared.
through. I wouldn't do that now.
No, oh, nah.
Alcohol then. So obviously alcohol can change consent because they become no longer able to, I guess, have capacity.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a funny one, isn't it? Like, I think you've got to be,
Conscious.
It helps.
yeah,
It
but
helps.
just aware of how intoxicated your partner is as well, I think.
Yeah, but I do think
your
this
sexual
applies
partner.
to men and women in every situation and every relationship, because I think this can be exactly the same with a woman who sees a man who's really, really drunk and says, right, well,
Or same-sex relationships, whatever.
yeah,
There's a million different,
but I think in those situations, it's not always just the man sleeping with the woman who's really drunk. I think it can be any scenario.
It
But
works.
women
both
need to
ways.
know that as well, though, because
Yeah.
I think women are probably more. I don't know whether it's harder because unconscious man
Physically.
can't physically get it up.
Have you seen You May Destroy Me?
No.
No,
Have you not? It's really, really good. I would suggest anybody who's listening, who's interested, watch it as well. It's about this girl who basically is having a one-night stand, what have you. I think she's sleeping with somebody and they're having sex and halfway through, she can't really see properly, but halfway through he takes the condom off and then continues to have sex with her, which is rape
yeah,
because she didn't consent to that, but she then really struggles to deal with it and how she processes it, and it just really sheds a light on the consent is so blasé, and things like
Yeah.
condoms and stuff, it's very blasé. Communication around condoms, like there are literally STIs being spread everywhere because people are too afraid to say, can you wear a condom please, or do you know what I mean? It's one of them things. It was a really interesting program. I found it really enlightening to kind of be like, oh wow, yeah, that is actually not okay.
Yeah.
But it just seemed, the way they filmed it and everything, it was just so blasé, just as if it was like a normal scenario. And yeah, it was interesting.
I think there's a lot of people, like, from having internal conversations, even just in the office, there's a lot of people that have been through something and struggled to then, or haven't dealt with it, or haven't talked about it the same way that we should talk about it, because there's a level where it's is
confusing.
It's confusing, and there's also a level where it's almost like, because of the blaséness, it's like, oh well, that's not 100% horrifically wrong. So because it's not like 100% horrifically wrong, then
It's muggy.
Yeah, it is.
When
and
things
it's not spoken about.
It's muggy because it's not spoken about. It feels uncomfortable speaking about it now.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We feel uncomfortable speaking about it, and that's why I'm speaking about it.
Yeah, no, totally.
Because it's one of them things that you think, if the lines that could be potentially remotely blurred, talk about it. Just speak about it.
Yeah.
Ask the questions. If you're not sure, it's communication. Like, that can change absolutely everything in somebody's sexual experience. So for me, from my point of view, if I don't know positively that somebody is enjoying that encounter, I would be like, I can't do it. I don't understand. I'm really confused. I'd be like, whoa, I want to enjoy this. So for me, that communication is vital, absolutely vital. And I think for a lot of females, that's how it is, I guess. But yeah, I think. But even when guys are the same, and again, same-sex relationships, it can be muggy.
And I think even with the drinking thing, I think even if somebody's really, really, really drunk and they're saying, yeah, let's have sex, I still think you have a responsibility to assess that person. And if they can't get themselves into a taxi, or they've vomited, and they're saying, yeah, let's have sex, do you really want to be sleeping with them under those circumstances?
It's a bit messed up, isn't it? Yeah.
Like, I think everybody has a responsibility to that, and I think we should talk about that more.
I think there's a lot of kind of, it's, for example, if I go out drinking and I come home and I'm like pouring the unicorn to bits, wanting to have sex, and I told that story in the office, it would be hilarious. But if it was the other way around, and he'd come in full of drink and was badgering me for sex, I'd be like, that's terrible.
Yeah.
So why is it okay for me to do it, not him?
No, it's not. It's the same thing. Like, communication-wise, it has to be like, the same thing for both partners. It's I think we just really need to get over. It's not what's the worst thing that can happen when you communicate with somebody?
I didn't say no.
Or no, for the person who's communicating. So for the person who is communicating and saying, are you still okay? Is that all right? Are you enjoying this? Whatever it might be. The worst thing that can happen to them when they say something is that they get embarrassed.
Yeah.
They get embarrassed. That's literally the worst thing that can happen. They get embarrassed. They feel a little bit stupid. The alternative, people, is very, very different and very difficult and traumatic. So, like, just communicate.
Yeah.
Communicate all the way through if you need to. And and you know what? If someone turns around and goes, yes, I'm enjoying it, stop asking. Fine.
Yeah.
But I don't know many people that would say that.
It's a bit like any form of communication. If something's getting to you, and I'm the worst one for it because I hate confrontation, I hate talking about things, I'd rather just screaming at the void somewhere.
Yeah.
But you always, 100% always feel better once you've had the conversation.
Yeah.
Always. So that, I refuse to believe that that's not better.
Yeah.
That's not the same, with sex.
Yeah, and you don't have to have the conversation while you're having sex, or just before sex, or just after sex. You can have the conversation like
over dinner.
Over dinner, you can.
But I do this all the time.
Yeah.
Like I'll, for example, I'll say, text the unicorn and say, what's the favourite time that we've had sex?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because it doesn't have to be like, you doesn't have to fill out a questionnaire.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a case of what do you like, what do you not like. It can be like, oh, remember when we did this? Or what's your favourite thing we've done? Or what do you like the most?
You might even text your partner and say, can't wait to see you later, wink. That's enough, like, to give them a bit of an inkling that you're wanting to, or you're thinking about them, or you're wanting to kind of, whatever it might be. It's just, there's a million different ways now to communicate with people, I think.
Yeah, there's no excuse for it.
There's no real kind of, Yeah, and
What about
the
consenting to that though? Like consenting to certain communications.
Yeah, true.
what do you mean?
Like unsolicited dick pics
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah, don't send it until you freaking ask them.
So have a
Can I send
conversation.
you a dick pic?
Well, like on a text or just over dinner? Or do you just
randomly
have that
send you a dick
conversation?
pic
I think you
at
should just
the
have
dinner?
that conversation. Say, oh,
Just talk about it. It's so simple. Talk about it. I don't understand what class some of the guys went to that was like, you must never speak
Yeah.
about things. Not every guy, just everyone I've ever dated.
I mean, we talk about it enough. We all know in the here who
Yeah.
likes dick pics and who doesn't. So if we all know, then our people you're sleeping with should know.
Yeah, this is true. And if they don't, then I think that's a deeper problem.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Talk about it. We could go on about this, I think. So I am going to wrap it up there. But it's been really lovely. Thank you both
has.
for discussing your communicative ways.
Mooing.
Thank you so much for being our guest as well today, Kirsty.
Thanks for
Thank you,
having me.
Robert. It's lovely
Thank
having
you.
you as always. We will be back next week, but in the meantime, please give us a little like. If you've got any questions or any comments that you'd like to make, we're on YouTube now, so get yourself on YouTube and make some comments for us. That'd be lovely. We like to hear from you all. We shall be back next week with just another group chat.